So the hatch was heaven. Is that and then the smoke monster was a dinosaur. All right, 866 Ron Zero Fez, 866 Ron Zero Fez. Last night, the big last Lost episode of all time, and I have the feeling that if you were just a Lost junkie, much like Dave, that you would have loved it. If you were a cynical person, you would have hated it. So I'm going to just go without even talking to him. Pepper Hicks, what did you think of the last Lost?
I enjoyed it very much so. I loved it.
And tell me why you loved it.
Because it gave us somewhat of what we wanted. We got the fight between Jack and Lost, and I thought it was a good ending.
Jack fought Lost?
Jack versus Locke.
Okay.
And I liked that it was an ending I didn't see coming.
Well, why would you have? It made no fucking sense. There was a perfect reason not to see it, because we had had the producers tell us for fucking years this is not about purgatory. And then they invented a new dimension and then decided that was purgatory. After for 6 fucking years saying, don't fucking bother us with purgatory. Davey Mack, I'm sure you loved it. You felt completely okay with it, even though it didn't answer any questions.
I absolutely loved it, and I thought it did answer quite a bit of questions. Mainly that the lost reality that we've been watching for all this time is the reality.
But that wasn't our question. We took it as if it was for all these years.
Okay.
So they answered a question we never fucking asked.
Right, but then we understand now the mysteries of the island a little bit better.
None. What we understand is all good children go to heaven. We didn't get any of the mysteries of the island. Nothing. They went over and moved it. I am going to tell you what happened with fucking Lost. And this will, obviously, like most stories, it's a campfire story. That's all it is. It's just a campfire story. The positive side is, did they keep you somewhat entertained for 6 years? Yeah. You can't say that if you enjoyed the show, you have any right to sit around and bitch about the ending last night, because you saw this kind of ending coming for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is this. They didn't fucking know. All right. They did the original episode. We'll have these people get on this island, and they'll be lost. Well, wouldn't you be able to fucking... Yeah, but it's a weird island. It's not any island that they crashed on. And to prove this, we'll make some kind of monster out of smoke. They had no idea what the monster was out of fucking smoke. So they had to keep coming up with other fucking crazy storylines. Basically, you had a storytelling Ponzi scheme where they could not fucking pay you off except for making up new shit. At a certain point, you go along, you're like, well, this is fun. But if you really want this thing to pay off at the end, you're fucking wrong. You might as well enjoying your fucking jet skis and your crazy fucking Dom fucking weekends and forget about it ever really making sense. Because it didn't. At the end of it, they could not tell the fucking story they fucking set out to. And guess what? We all kind of knew it from the fucking beginning. Because we all were working harder on those fucking answers than those pricks were. Those two butt fuckers were having the time of their life, just like, this is great. Oh, everyone's looking at us. Everyone cares.
You see in the 2 hours beforehand, they were like saying, yeah, we were just naming people after philosophers, because just to fuck with people. And any books they were reading was because we liked them. It had no meaning whatsoever.
Nothing ever had any fucking meaning. And at the end, they by the time they got around to the end of it and just paid it off with regular Christian, values. There he was. He's Christ on a stick walking around. But by the time they got into saying we are a religious show and not a scientific show, they didn't know how to fucking get out of it. And they had to end it the same way. Just some walk into the light, poltergeist boy. Walk into the light. So overall, do you think, if I enjoyed playing this game for 6 years, good. But if you were looking for a payoff, you did never get it. And for the people who act like, well, they told us, everyone... But first of all, even into that fucking gimmick of everyone that wasn't ever important to you. Where was somebody from high school? It just doesn't fucking make sense, and it all stayed inside the
But
Lost
it's on the
Universe.
island. It was.
Why would it have been?
Because that's your most intense experience and your most heart-wrenching experience.
But I had fucking a million heart-wrenching fucking
Not
experiences.
those people, though.
Of course they did. Everybody had a life. That's just like you saying your most heart-wrenching experiences or whatever were the Ron and Fez show. That means you can't have Catman show up at the fucking church? Just like your wedding. You're going to have some relatives there.
But it was the island had them
And then
redeem
the thing
themselves.
of, you don't even have a son. What? Oh, God. They could not pay off their Ponzi lies. It's not a bad thing. You enjoyed the run. Everybody had a lost party last night. You were excited before. You don't normally get this. You don't normally get that experience. But they could not catch up to the fucking storytelling that they started to. And, quite frankly, they weren't good enough. They weren't. It's almost if we did this. Let's suppose, we're doing a thing here on the show. And I said, wait a minute, Dave, that's your wife? I want you to see this picture of my great-grandmother. And I show you some old picture, and fucking Casey is in the picture.
Right.
We could all go, whoa, that's fucking mind-blowing, dude.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean we can pay it off later and figure it out. But we would be able to blow everybody's mind by putting this fucking picture up there. Why did this happen? And that's how they spent the last 6 years. Just having fun with it. All right, Ryan, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, buddies, what's going on?
Yeah.
All right, I want to get each of your reason to why you think Ben decided not to go into the church. See ya.
He wasn't ready.
No, it's not that.
He wasn't ready.
He's not going to be allowed to be with them. He is an evil person, born evil, who did good things at the end, but that doesn't disqualify you from being an evil person. So what my take on it was.
Yeah, I
invited in.
He couldn't go in, though, could he?
He chose not to. Remember how
That's
much
what he said.
free will. But again, you don't have a fucking definitive reason because it's left up to each person to decide.
That's great, though.
That is great if you don't give a fuck, but the fucking fact of the matter is, you're a great number one. You're a great number two. Just shut the fuck up. It's just a sweet little fucking way to waste your fucking time. We had 6 years just to waste our time. No fucking harm, no foul. Circus came to town. Blake, Rhode Island, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, what's up, buddies?
Yeah.
I love the intro, by the way. And you can tell that the story writers were writing storylines that they couldn't finish because they started off very scientific-based.
Right.
And then, even the smoke monster, they were playing it off as something somewhat mechanical and as, like, security for the island. And it ends up wanting to destroy the island. And the only way they could try to even end this show was basically by going to spirituality, because you don't really need the answers for that. Just, faith-based, basically.
That is the exact truth. That was the cop-out. And the fucking fact is, they didn't even have the balls or the fucking creativity. And I'm not busting their balls about this. Because I kind of dig the fact that they were fucking, working a long con on everybody, and that's basically what show business is. But they didn't even have the fucking skills to pull off a new kind of spirituality. They just had to throw some hodgepodge up. Whatever your own faith is, that's why you to believe it. So a guy like fucking Dave, who grew up Catholic, where basically you can't get over the shame you put on earth, that's where he can put Ben. It has nothing to do with their fucking spirituality or new spirituality. And then Dave can use that's what's so great about it. Whatever you bring to it is what you take. How's that fucking good? How is that fucking good that you have to bring the same old religious bullshit that you came up with to this story to get your fucking answers? Here's Christy, Staten Island. You're on Run Fez.
Hey, Ronnie. Hey, Dave, you said they explained everything. They explained nothing. What was with the donkey wheel? What was the
None of that stuff got paid off because
the donkey wheel was a symbol of moving the island, which also didn't just mean physically. It meant that all these people's fucking psyches were changing.
But you were supposed to fucking literally pull us into that. Why did they end up not in the middle of L.A.? Because you're wrong. You're just ready to jump along with it. Why did they end up in the middle of fucking Iraq or whatever instead of anywhere else? Because it's just fucking little fucking stories to keep everybody going for 6 years. No big deal. It's fine. We all had lost parties last night. Here's to me what the whole fucking night came down to. A chance to sell more ad times for Jimmy fucking Kimmel. And when he and the cast didn't even take it fucking seriously, where he had the balls to show the audience crying, know that everybody that they watched for years was dead, and then he went into some second generation Catskill jokes and running out old fucking bits that everybody has already been joking about on the internet, where Bob Newhart wakes up, them refeeding us that. No one at ABC gave a fuck about this. It was all just about, can you believe how many people we pulled in for this? Let's go over here to David, Kansas City. You're on the Ron and Fez show.
Morning, boys. Got an Ichiban. Brittany Murphy's husband was found dead Sunday night. If that matters to anybody.
I think it really did tie into his depression about Lost.
Do you think so? That's what it was?
Yeah.
It's always possible.
Here's Peter, Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, it looks like the spirituality of the church is whites only. No Walt, no Michael, no black girl. What the hell?
Yeah. At the end, they really didn't have any idea what to do with any of those gimmicks. They really did not.
I like how they went with the with Jack in the cave. They went basically with the Spock death from Wrath of Khan, where you're having to stick something into the giant light to save everybody else, and yet sacrificing yourself to do it. I didn't understand any. It got to a point last night where I just didn't even understand what I was looking at anymore.
866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Jarrett, Mash, you're on Ron Fez.
Yeah, what's going on, buddies? Hey, the reason Ben didn't end up going into the church is because he liked where he was in the dream world. He got to spend some time with his with the Marceau lady or whatever her name was, and his daughter, who he never got a chance to really know on the island. So in this dream world of purgatory, he got to actually have some pleasure in his life, and he wanted to enjoy that before he decided to go on to wherever everybody in the church went on to.
Yeah, none of that would make sense once you broke that fucking dimension, though. Once you broke the fact of what that reality was, then you would be stuck just sitting outside of the church, east of Eden. You wouldn't be able to go back into the fucking dream world where he was enjoying those things. Here's Dan. Dan at PA, you're on Run and Fez.
Remember this?
Yeah, what if everything about Lost just turns out to be...
Here's Danny in Philly, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Ronnie, I have a Ichiban for you. Hey, Wee Willie Weber, longtime Philly broadcaster, radio guy, passes away at age 80.
I had no idea. This just happened, or?
Yeah, it happened, I believe, late yesterday. He was awaiting heart surgery later on this week and died of a heart attack.
We were just talking about him not too long ago. I talked to somebody from Philly who was in the peanut gallery. All right, I appreciate it, Danny.
All right, Ronnie.
All right, 866 Ron Zero Fez, 866 Ron Zero Fez. That's Wee Willie Weber. He was a longtime Philadelphia TV and radio personality. Used to show cartoons to the kids in the afternoon. And then I think, man, I'm not sure what radio station, like a WIP or a Wibbage, one of the old AM stations. It's rough to hear. 866 Ron Zero Fez, 866 Ron Zero Fez. Mike, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, buddies, what's up?
Yeah.
Hey, what aggravated me about the Lost finale was they made the last show about the characters and not the Allen, and what that was the true mystery, the Allen, right?
Yeah, I mean, the basic thing that they satisfied the Daves and Hicks of the world with, you could have acted like that was the end of fucking Goodfellas. Hey, forget all the plot line that you paid attention to before. We all get together in heaven. We're all going to be back together again in heaven. It was just fucking ridiculous. It was just absolutely ridiculous. In the meantime, did you get a nice, fun, fucking 6-year run out of it? Yeah, you did. TV stinks so bad, you might as well just fucking enjoy whatever gimmick you got. But in terms of storytelling, one day you'll look back and go, they never really knew what they were doing, and they were playing catch-up ball.